There's a war happening right now, and you're losing. Not to the government, not to society, not to your boss. You are losing to yourself. Think about it. You're sitting here scrolling, watching, thinking, but you're not doing. You know what you should be doing. You feel that urgency deep in your gut. Yet you don't move. You hesitate. You make excuses. You tell yourself, tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. And that kills you inside more than you'll ever admit. If you don't wake up, you will be a loser, and you will stay a loser. No one will save you. No one will care. No one will cry when you fail. But they will laugh at you. They will judge you. And deep down, you know this. You have a choice. Man up, or rot in mediocrity. Comment, I'm ready, if you have the balls to watch this video till the end. Most men are weak today. You are weak. And don't lie to yourself. Deep down, you feel it. You hesitate. You doubt. You overthink. You let fear control you. You let comfort destroy your potential. You waste time. You hate yourself for it. You know you could be doing better, but you don't. And do you know why? Because you have been programmed to be soft, to be weak, to wait for approval, to wait for a sign, to wait for motivation, but nothing is coming. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will care if you fail. No one will pity you. You are alone in this fight, and the sooner you accept it, the sooner you will start winning. The truth is painful, but only pain creates men. If you want to be strong, if you want to be respected, if you want to win, then listen to every word in this video like your life depends on it, because it does. Number 1, the war inside. You wake up and the war begins. Not a war with the world, not a war with your boss, your family, or society. It's a war with yourself. The voice in your head that whispers, stay in bed, take it easy, do it tomorrow. That voice is the enemy. That voice is your biggest problem. That voice is the reason most men fail. Weak men listen to it. Weak men believe it. Weak men spend their lives avoiding pain, chasing pleasure, running from responsibility. They sit in their comfortable little lives, doing just enough to survive. And deep inside, they know they're losing. They know they were meant for more. They feel it, the regret, the frustration, the knowing that they are not the man they were supposed to become. If you've ever felt that, good. It means there's still hope. But hope is nothing if you don't act. And the harsh truth, most men will never act. They will keep waiting for the right time. They will keep making excuses. They will keep running from hard work and hard choices, convincing themselves that life just didn't work out for them. That's the lie they tell themselves because facing the truth hurts. The truth is brutal. The truth is, you are either a man who conquers his mind or a man who gets conquered by it. There is no middle ground. The world is soft. Weakness is everywhere. Men are taught to be passive, quiet, agreeable, emotional, weak. They are told to hide their masculinity, to be ashamed of their power, to suppress their dominance. And the result? A generation of broken, miserable, lost men. Men who have no purpose, no fire, no backbone, no strength. Men who hate themselves. And that's not an accident. The world doesn't want strong men. Strong men can't be controlled. Strong men don't follow weak rules. Strong men build, conquer, dominate, create. Weak men, they obey, they submit, they consume. Which one are you? Because every day you are making a choice. Every single action is either making you stronger or making you weaker. Every decision is either pushing you closer to being the man you were meant to be, or dragging you deeper into the pit of mediocrity where weak men drown in their own regret. A man's life is war. From the second you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are in a battle. A battle against laziness, a battle against fear, a battle against the easy way out. And if you lose, you don't just lose the battle, you lose your life. Not today, not anymore. You are either at war with yourself or you are a slave to your weaker self. And there is no greater shame than being a man who had potential but did nothing with it. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to pull you out of the hole you've dug yourself into. You have to be your own savior. So kill the weak voice inside you. Kill the hesitation, the fear, the excuses. The war never ends, but you can choose to win. Number 2, weak men, hard times. Men today are weaker than they've ever been, mentally, physically, emotionally. We are living in a time where men are afraid of being men, a world where masculinity is called toxic, a world where men are punished for being strong, aggressive and dominant, a world where men are told to be soft, agreeable, weak. And look at the results. Depression is skyrocketing, suicide rates for men at an all-time high, testosterone levels dropping lower every year. More men than ever are alone, miserable, addicted, and lost. This isn't a coincidence. Weak men have created hard times, and these hard times will keep getting worse unless strong men stand up and take back control. You were not meant to be soft. You were not meant to be passive. You were not meant to live in fear. You were meant to build, fight, protect, conquer. You were meant to be a man. But being a man in today's world isn't easy. Everything around you is designed to make you weak. The food you eat, poison. The entertainment you watch, garbage. The advice you hear, lies. You have been programmed since birth to be weak, distracted, docile, to be a consumer, not a creator, to be a follower, not a leader. And that's why most men fail. Because escaping this trap takes work. It takes effort. It takes a level of discipline and self-awareness that most men aren't willing to develop. It's easier to stay weak. It's easier to go along with the crowd. It's easier to blame the world for your problems instead of fixing yourself. And that's exactly why you must rise above. Because weak men will never win. No one respects weak men. Not other men, not women, not society. Weak men are ignored. Weak men are discarded. Weak men get nothing. Look at successful men. Look at the men who have power, influence, success. What do they all have in common? They are strong. They are disciplined. They are focused. They are relentless. Weak men complain that life isn't fair. Strong men make life bend to their will. Weak men get emotional and cry about their problems. Strong men face their problems and dominate them. Weak men look at successful men with jealousy. Strong men become successful. This is reality. You can cry about it, or you can accept it and act. If you want to be strong, if you want to escape the weakness, if you want to be a man who commands respect, you must embrace the truth. You must embrace the struggle. You must be willing to put yourself through pain, because pain is the only way to grow. Stop complaining. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Start doing. Wake up early, lift heavy, eat clean, work harder than anyone else. Train your mind, your body, your spirit. Reject comfort. Embrace discipline. Become dangerous, but learn to control it. Do what weak men refuse to do. Because if you don't, if you choose weakness, if you keep avoiding responsibility, you will lose. And there is nothing worse than a man who had the power to be great, but chose to be average. Weak men create hard times. And right now, we are living in hard times. The world needs strong men more than ever. Men who refuse to be weak. Men who stand their ground. Men who lead. And you have a choice to make. Stay weak and life will crush you. Or step up, be a man, and crush life instead. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because time is running out. Number 3, motivation is a lie. Motivation is the biggest scam in modern masculinity. Weak men chase motivation like it's some magic fuel that will push them forward. They wait until they feel like it before they act. They wait until the stars align, until they're in the perfect mood, until the conditions are just right. And then they wonder why they're stuck in the same place year after year, getting nowhere. Motivation is temporary. It's a feeling, and feelings are weak. Feelings change. Some days you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days you wake up and don't feel like doing anything. If you rely on motivation, you will fail. Because the moment it disappears, so does your drive, your work ethic, and your results. This is why so many men today are weak. They never build discipline. They never train themselves to do the hard things when they don't feel like it. They're enslaved by their emotions, and a man who is ruled by emotions will never be strong. Strong men don't care how they feel. They act anyway. They push through the pain, the boredom, the fatigue, and the doubt. They show up to the gym when they're tired. They work on their goals when they don't feel like it. They take action no matter what. This is why weak men never succeed, because every time they don't feel like it, they give up. Every time things get uncomfortable, they quit. Every time success demands sacrifice, they fold. And then they cry about why they're broke, out of shape, lonely and stuck. You want to be different? Then stop waiting for motivation. You don't need it. What you need is discipline. Discipline is doing what must be done no matter how you feel. It's waking up early when your body wants to sleep. It's training when your muscles are sore. It's working on your business when you'd rather relax. It's rejecting distractions and temptations because you know what you're building is bigger than your momentary cravings. Weak men make excuses. Strong men make progress. The difference? Discipline. There are no hacks, no shortcuts, no easy way out. If you want to be strong, if you want to be successful, if you want to be a man who commands respect, you must master discipline. Look around. Most men are weak because they have no discipline. They let their emotions control them. They let comfort seduce them. They let pleasure ruin them. This is why men are failing in relationships. Women don't respect men who are ruled by their feelings. A woman will never follow a man who can't even control himself. If you can't control your body, your urges, your mind, why should she trust you to lead? A man without discipline is not a man. He's a boy in a grown man's body, still looking for excuses, still waiting for motivation, still avoiding responsibility. You want to change your life? Start by mastering discipline. Wake up early, train hard, work harder, stop wasting time, cut out distractions, control your emotions. Do what you need to do even when you don't want to do it. This is what separates winners from losers. Motivation is a lie, discipline is the truth, and if you don't master it, you will stay weak forever. Number 4, time is your enemy. The biggest lie men tell themselves is that they have time. They think they can wait. They think they can waste years doing nothing, living in mediocrity, avoiding responsibility, and that one day everything will magically change. It won't. Time is not your friend, time is the enemy, and it's running out. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Every day wasted is a day closer to death. And if you're not using your time to build, grow, and become stronger, you are losing. Look at older men who wasted their youth. They had dreams, ambitions, goals, but they told themselves, "I'll start tomorrow." They said it every day until suddenly they were 40, 50, 60 years old, looking back at a life full of missed opportunities, broken dreams, and regrets. They wasted their strength, their energy, their time, and now it's too late. That is your future if you keep wasting time. You think you have time to get in shape, time to build wealth, time to master a skill. You don't. Every year you waste makes it harder. Every month you delay is a month closer to a life you don't want. Most men today are sleepwalking through life. They wake up, scroll their phones, waste hours on nonsense, go to a job they hate, come home, watch Netflix, and repeat the cycle. And they wonder why they feel empty, lost, miserable. This is why they stay stuck. They waste the most valuable thing they have, their time. A weak man wastes time. A strong man uses time. A weak man waits for life to change. A strong man forces life to change. A weak man makes excuses. A strong man makes moves. If you are serious about being a high-value man, you must become ruthless with your time. Cut out distractions. Stop watching garbage content that doesn't improve your life. Stop spending time with people who aren't pushing you forward. Stop doing things that don't make you stronger, smarter, richer. Every second wasted is a second stolen from your future. And if you are not treating time like the most valuable currency you have, you are already losing. This is why most men fail. They think they can start later. They think they can wait. But life doesn't wait. Time keeps moving whether you do or not. Ask yourself this: if you died today, would you be proud of the life you lived? Would you be proud of how you spent your time? Would you feel satisfied knowing you used every second to build the strongest version of yourself? Most men would answer no, and that's exactly why they feel lost. You think you have time? You don't. Every wasted year is a year you can never get back. Every second wasted is a second you'll regret when it's too late. So act now, stop waiting, start today. Because if you don't, one day you'll wake up and realize that you waited too long. And there's nothing more painful than realizing you ran out of time. Number 5. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix your life. No one is going to hand you success, power, or respect. You either take it or you stay weak. Weak men love to blame everything but themselves. They blame their parents. They blame the government. They blame society. They blame their boss, their upbringing, their childhood trauma. They blame everyone except the one person who actually has the power to change their life, themselves. Weak men wait. They sit around, hoping that one day things will magically improve. They hope for some miracle, some external force to come and rescue them from their misery. But here's the brutal truth. No one told you growing up. No one cares. If you are broke, no one cares. If you are out of shape, no one cares. If you are lonely, no one cares. If your life is falling apart, no one cares. And they shouldn't, because it's your life. And no one is responsible for your success except you. Most men will waste their lives waiting for something that will never come. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for someone to hand them success on a silver platter. But the world doesn't work that way. The world only rewards those who take action. If you are struggling, if you are failing, if your life isn't where you want it to be, good. Because that means you are in control. That means you have the power to change it. But only if you stop lying to yourself. Most men lie to themselves every single day. They convince themselves they are trying their best, when deep down they know they are half-assing everything. They know they could push harder. They know they could be more disciplined. They know they could work longer, train harder, sacrifice more. But instead, they make excuses. Excuses are for losers. And if you find yourself making excuses, that should be a red flag. That should be the moment you wake up and say, no more. You are either a man who takes full responsibility for his life, or you are a man who makes excuses. There is no middle ground. If your bank account is empty, it's your fault. If your body is weak, it's your fault. If women don't respect you, it's your fault. If you feel lost, alone, and miserable, it is your fault. And that should make you angry. That should make you furious. Because if you are failing, it means you have wasted years of your life lying to yourself. Years of being weak, soft, and undisciplined. Years of playing the victim instead of taking control. But here's the good news. You can change. You can become a man who commands respect, power, and success. But only if you take full responsibility for everything in your life. Every single thing, good or bad, is a result of your actions. Most men will hear this and ignore it. They will go back to their excuses, their distractions, their weak mentality. But a few will wake up. A few will feel the fire inside them ignite. A few will decide that from this moment on, they will be unstoppable. Which one are you? Number 6, rise or rot. Every man faces a choice in life, rise or rot. There is no middle ground. There is no good enough. There is no safety net. You either wake up every single day and move toward power, strength, and dominance, or you slowly decay into nothing. Most men choose to rot. They don't even realize it. They don't wake up one day and say, "I choose to be weak." No, it happens slowly. A skipped workout here, a wasted hour there, a little comfort, a little laziness, a little procrastination. Then one day they wake up and it's too late. Their body is soft, their mind is weak, their life is meaningless. They have no ambition, no fire, no purpose. And worst of all, they know it. They wake up, look in the mirror, and hate what they see. They drown it out with distractions, with dopamine, with entertainment, with vices, with food, with alcohol, with whatever makes them forget. But deep down, they know the truth. They lost. And you are on the same path unless you decide to rise. Rising is not easy. That's why most men won't do it. They talk about success. They dream about success. But when it comes time to suffer for it, they run. Because rising means you have to give up your weakness. It means you have to kill the old version of yourself. The version that made excuses. The version that waited for motivation. The version that wasted time. And most men aren't willing to do that. Most men aren't willing to wake up early when the bed is warm. Most men aren't willing to put their body through pain in the gym every day. Most men aren't willing to work 10, 12, 14 hours a day on their goals. Most men aren't willing to give up comfort, distractions, and instant pleasure. That's why most men are weak. That's why most men are invisible. That's why most men never accomplish anything. But you are not most men. You are here because something inside you refuses to be weak. You wouldn't be listening if you didn't feel the fire inside you, the fire that tells you you are meant for more. The fire that tells you you are not like other men, the fire that tells you you must rise. Because if you don't, you will rot, slowly, painfully, and permanently. Every day you waste is a day you will never get back. Every excuse you make is another nail in the coffin of your dreams. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are choosing to rot. And rotting is the worst fate a man can suffer. Because a man who rots is not truly alive. He is just existing. He is just going through the motions, waiting to die. And if you allow yourself to become that man, if you allow yourself to be another average, invisible, weak nobody, you will regret it for the rest of your life. You will be 40, 50, 60 years old, looking back, knowing you had the chance to be great, but you threw it away. Knowing you could have been strong, but you chose weakness. Knowing you could have had success, money, power, respect, admiration, a legacy, but you settled for nothing. And that regret, it will haunt you until the day you die. So you have two options, rise or rot. Rising means pain. Rising means sacrifice. Rising means suffering. Rising means doing the hard things every single day. But it also means power. It means respect. It means walking into any room and knowing you are a man who cannot be ignored. Rotting means comfort. Rotting means taking the easy way out. Rotting means avoiding struggle, avoiding hard work, avoiding discipline. But it also means weakness. It means being a man who no one respects, no one admires, no one fears. It means waking up every day knowing you failed yourself. The choice is yours. But make no mistake, choosing to do nothing is still a choice. Every second wasted is another step toward rotting. Every time you skip the hard work, you are choosing to decay. Every moment you waste waiting, hoping, wishing, you are letting time slip through your fingers. And time is the one thing you can never get back. So rise. Rise while you still have the chance. Rise while you still have the strength. Rise while you still have time. Because if you don't, you already know what's waiting for you. Rise or rot. There is no in between. If this video hit you hard, it's because you needed to hear it. Most men will never escape mediocrity. Most men will waste their lives. Most men will die weak. But you don't have to. You have a chance to change, but you need to act. You need to take control of your mind, your body, your habits, because if you don't, no one else will. If you're ready to step up, comment below, "I will win." And if you got value from this, subscribe to the channel. Not for me, for you. Because when you do, YouTube will push more of this content your way. More truth, more fire, more wake-up calls. The world is weak. Be strong. Subscribe, comment, and start winning today.